little bun is like barely on camera right now. What is going on? Is anyone else really loving the apple crisp macchiatos from Starbucks? Oh my God, they're so good. Normally I'm drinking tons of pumpkin spice lattes, but these apple crisp macchiatos have just completely changed the game. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you a very interesting video. You know, I have been slowly setting up my workspace, and when I mean slowly setting up my workspace, I mean quite literally it's taken me a year, almost a year, to get the furniture and everything situated where I want it to be, which I think is really like a natural evolution of a workspace, right? You imagine things one way, your situation changes as you start to work in the space, things get different. And what I have basically done is I have documented over this past almost year me making changes to my workspace and moving around and doing all sorts of fun things. It was interesting because before we moved here, I didn't really have that great of a dedicated workspace. You can kind of look back and look at old studio vlogs to see that. But I was, you know, we had a newborn in the house. We were in a very small little townhome, and I was kind of spread in several different places. I had like an editing spot that was underneath stairs. I had an artwork space in my garage, which was like torture because it was insanely hot. I had my laptop that I would sort of move around. I was really like spread out all over the place, and I didn't have a dedicated workspace. So it was really a treat when we moved here that I was going to get my own office space. Well, it didn't start off that way, but you'll see as the vlog goes on. So knowing that I was going to get a dedicated workspace, I wanted to document that process. So rather than just showing like a studio tour, here's my final thing, which don't worry, at some point I will be filming that video. I wanted to really just document like the functional process of moving furniture around and how the space has evolved and how it has basically gotten to where it is now, which is chaos. I mean, do you see this behind me? It is chaos. It is chaos because that is advent calendar and Etsy shop stuff back there. But there are at least things up on the walls, and like this little room has come a long way, let me tell you. And it is slowly becoming and is just about there, and I'm looking around at all the little things. It is just about there as the spooky studio of my dreams. And I'm just so grateful to have a space like this. But rather than just showing a picture perfect studio tour, I wanted to document, you know, me arranging things and getting the space set up. And I didn't anticipate that it was going to be me filming almost for a year, these kind of like periodic check-ins when I would make big changes and stuff, but it ended up being kind of a fun project. So that said, I have compiled all the footage together. So what you're gonna be seeing in this is literally from like the week we moved in. It was like the day after we moved in. And then over the course of several months, how the space evolved and where I moved furniture to best suit my needs, both from a creative perspective, a filming perspective, all sorts of good stuff. So all the footage in here, this is the fine print. It's old, okay? So just note that you're looking at stuff from the end of 2020 and much earlier in the year. This is current Bun talking to you now. It is October 2021 at the time I'm filming this intro. But know that this is footage from the past year that you are gonna be watching. So that all said, let's take a look at how my studio ended up the way that it has. I need my coffee. Hold on. Today is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. And it's currently 2:45 in the afternoon. We've spent the day unpacking, entertaining Roman, doing all sorts of stuff. I had not planned on vlogging today because I was like, oh, it's the holiday, I'll take the day off and chill. But then I started rearranging the office/studio, and I thought, you know what? I should probably vlog this. So I want to show you my progress. This will probably get merged into another vlog day, but I want to at least show you the progress.
I'm getting tapped out of the way.
You're in my way.
I'm getting tapped out. Hey, what's up, YouTube?
Shh.
Patreon?
He's sleeping.
Patreon? YouTube?
YouTube.
What's up, YouTube? How you doing, Kurtz? You guys toasty? Happy Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving. Hope your turkeys are small for these moderate times of gathering in small groups, but bountiful.
Okay, here's the office.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, so it's a pretty...
And there's stuffing.
Okay, what are you...
And there's mashed potatoes coming out.
Okay.
Don't forget the cranberry sauce.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. He gets mad at me when I take the camera out, but then he won't be quiet. All right. So here's the office room. It is a small space, obviously, but still better than working in a garage. Now the situation is James needs a desk in here, and then I probably am going to dominate this space for the most part, because we're also giving James a workspace upstairs in our bedroom. So he's going to have two options. Let me explain why we need two desk setups. This is on our bottom floor with like our living room and kitchen and all sorts of stuff. So the days that I have Roman, and just when I have Roman, even like half days, like I'm with him quite a bit, like Roman and I are gonna be out here making a ton of noise. So when James is on calls, he can't really, this room is gonna be challenging for him to have productive, quiet workspace. We're having a space in here for James as like, if he wants to work at night, or if I'm gone with the baby, he can always work in here, or the days that Roman is at his grandparents' house, whatever. He will have his own little workspace somewhere in this zone. We are gonna buy a new desk for him that will either go upstairs in our bedroom, and we'll bring the one he's been working on down here. We'll figure it out. Making sure that James has different workspaces is really, really important. So this will be my main space, which is nice. I'm not gonna be split up all over the house or in the garage, which is gonna be really awesome. So I am basically taking over one whole side of this room, and then I'm giving James the other side. We just thought that that was the best way to kind of coordinate things. So there's also a closet in here, which I'm definitely gonna be utilizing, so I'm looking forward to that. But we've got the big desk set up, and I'm so excited to be in like a real room, not in my garage, so I can put my desktop computer back into play here. Really excited about that. Then we've got just some storage over here. I've rotated a lot of stuff that I don't use into the garage. So I'm downsizing how much storage I actually have, but I think that that's a good thing, because art supply wise, I generally only use like what's in these little things over here, and then kind of like a cube's worth of extra stuff. So I think this is gonna be a perfect amount of space for me here for both art supplies, and then also having like my overhead camera rig set up, all of that good stuff. So I think it's gonna work out over here. Now it's just getting everything in here. The good news is that it doesn't matter where window or natural light is or anything like that, because I use artificial overhead lighting, so it doesn't matter. But I think this will work out well. Me sort of taking this long wall over here, we'll see. All right, quick update. Progress is being made. So I'm eating a dinner roll, by the way, for breakfast, no big deal. And that's my coffee in the microwave that I just reheated. Oh my God, I'm a hot mess right now. I've decided that I'm really just gonna take over this whole side of the office room over here and let James kind of have the other one, as well as just some extra kind of like, we'll have the printer and the scanner set up over here, but I'm leaving this space for James to have a desk basically. But I have created this little like alcove kind of nook thing over here, and I'm slowly getting supplies organized into this. I already can tell I'm missing a couple of things that I think is in our garage that I'm gonna have to track down, because this is all art supplies that I had originally been storing in like kind of an upright wooden thing. So I'm gonna have to find that wooden thing, not that wooden thing, a different wooden thing to get it in there. I've got my desktop set up, which is amazing. It's really, really nice to have that in a place that I can actually like use it now, because before, if you guys have watched the studio vlogs, I had like two separate workstations. It was very annoying. Slowly starting to get my clamps, my overhead stuff set up. I do definitely need to get my ring light back up and running here. And then I've also started to put stuff into the drawers, which I'm definitely still organizing all of this, but it is slowly coming together. The good news with this is that, oh, there's nothing in that one. The good news with this is that I kind of already had this stuff organized a certain way in these drawers, so I'm really just kind of putting it back where it was. So in that regard, it's kind of good. But yeah, I'm trying to just maximize this space over here. And then I definitely know one of these cubes is going to be for all of like my current active sketchbooks and journals and things. So that's kind of what's happening over here. I have all of this new stuff that I'm dying to play with. All of my new hobos over here. I'm itching to start these, and it's like January can't come soon enough. And then I have my sticky advent calendar, which I will start December 1st. So that's what that is there. This is my current planner situation over here, sketchbooks, and then kind of sketchbooks and journals that I'm actively using. So those I definitely want to have like on a shelf somewhere, which I think will be really nice. But yeah, I really got to get this all organized because I kind of just organized every type of supply into these little bags. So specific supply types are in here, like colored pencils or alcohol markers or whatever, but I just need to get them organized a little bit better onto like a tabletop sort of situation. Same with over here. I have like a lot of pens and things that I don't think I want to take up drawer space with, that I think I'm going to organize it into like, again, I got to find my giant wood thing. That's the best way to describe it, but yeah. Okay, this is for the studio vlog. Slowly making progress in here. I've been actually working in here for a week or so. So I'm actually going to start and organize things. I did this week kind of finalize the rest of these drawers. Like I got my paint in. Oh, here comes a noisy little pug. I did just get my paint in, which is good. This was in a box in my garage. I was like panicking because I didn't know where all my paint was, but thankfully it is right there. And I've organized most of these drawers, which is how, you know, kind of how it was before, but just a little bit tidier. And then of course the big thing, I kind of have like papers and things down here. These are new headphones I need to get set up. I have papers and things down here, some organized like ephemera bags. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna use this top shelf yet, still kind of working that out. I have my kind of journals that I'm actively using, and then I'm starting to organize this, but I think I wanna try to get these tabletops situated a little bit more. I also have some of my own ephemera that I need to kind of get unboxed. I kind of want to like really start maybe like decorating a little bit more. I also still have all of this chaos happening on the other side, which I definitely think I can start to organize a little bit better, like get the office side situated. Even though I'm missing a desk over here for James, I still think that there's some stuff that I can handle over here. So I'm gonna work on that now, trying to get some curtains up, get things situated, just kind of make the space more like how I want it. Because the big thing too is that I need to get this stuff cleared out of the way because I need a rug for this room. I don't have a rug. I don't have a rug in here. I'm used to being in a garage and I had like an ugly rug down. So I need to get stuff cleared out so that I know what kind of rug to get that will work for the chair and how much kind of actual floor space I have. So I have this little rug here, but I need to get a big one. Quick update. I have made some progress. Obviously I have ugly office-y things over here, but there's no escaping that. I'm keeping space open over here for a desk for James. His desk might even go under the window too. I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll figure that out. That's actually James's like office desk stuff. So I kind of unpacked what I could out of that and then just kind of left it. I got some curtains up, so at least it looks a little bit more finished in here. I actually feel like some string lights would do well in here. Even though I'm not like the biggest string light fan, I think it would look nice kind of bouncing against this mirror over here. I think it would help to just kind of make things look a little bit more cozy. I kind of reorganized this nook a little bit, definitely still a work in progress. I just keep kind of moving things around as I unbox things and kind of figure out how I'm using them. So I think I'm just accepting that none of this is permanent right now. I brought a little plant in here. We definitely need more foliage in here, that's for sure. And then not much change in my desk. And then I managed to get the floors cleaned. Clean floors. So it at least from the outside looks way more put together, which is good. I think I'm gonna put like fun kind of artsy stuff up over there, or even like directly in front of me, I think will be fun. And then those horror posters, horror movie posters, could be fun on this wall, I think, potentially. That was, they're prints that we had made for our bedroom. They're really, really cool. They're like mid-century modern horror movie posters, and we have 6 of them, and I think that the collection of the 6 might look kind of cool there, and at least that would be something behind me if I'm ever filming at my little chair. But I think this would also be a cool like filming nook if I had like my tripod and ring light here filming into this corner. That could very well work. I also think this is going to be Lurchy's little spot over here next to me, because Princess Olive goes upstairs and works with James during the day, because that's who she prefers to be with during the day, and Lurchy tends to be by me. So I'm definitely going to need to get more rugs in here, because he has some back leg issues, which is why we have so many rugs all over our house, so that he basically always has a runway and like islands to get to places. So I have this rug sort of peeking out a little bit. He walks well on this tile, but the hardwood he can't really walk very well on. So we definitely need a big rug in here and a nice little cozy spot for Lurchy in here, because Lurchy's my little art studio pal. Lurchy, quit itching your face. Lurchy. Lurchy. Hello and happy 2021. I'm still continuing to document the evolution of my art space here. I want to keep this going because I think it's actually interesting and more realistic, in my opinion, to see how a space evolves from start to finish. Because I think, I don't want to portray the idea that I just move into a new room and I have my office like set up in a pinch. Because that is definitely not the case. It takes a long time to get things set up. It also just takes a while to figure out like how I want things arranged, how I'm using the space. So it's been just a really good experiment of kind of documenting things, and even just looking back at the previous footage that I have for this sort of studio setup vlog thing that I'm filming here. But there has been quite a few updates since I last chatted with you. First, I've been working in here for about a month, I'd say, from the last clip that you saw. So I've really gotten a chance to utilize the space in a lot of different ways, both for filming, for making art, and then paired with my day-to-day just sort of life and routine and how I'm using the room. And then of course getting James squared away, which has been another huge part of this, is that although he has a desk in here, which you will see momentarily, it's mainly just where he kind of puts his stuff at night. Yeah, it's mainly just like a resting place for his laptop and electronics when he brings his stuff down from upstairs. But we totally redid our bedroom. We redid our master bedroom upstairs to completely accommodate James and got him new furniture, new rug, new desk, new everything. He has shelves set up there. He's got a complete workspace in our bedroom upstairs, and that just works better for us right now. The main thing with James, as I've probably already mentioned with this vlog, is that he needs to be able to go somewhere that is quiet from the rest of the house noise and from baby noise. And even when I'm working in this room, Roman is oftentimes right on the other side of this door and makes quite a bit of noise. So James can't work with that, obviously, because he has Zoom calls and actual like, you know, he's doing important stuff, okay? So I can work in here, I can put headphones on, I can tune out baby noise, but also sometimes I still need to be able to listen to what's going on outside with baby and jump in if I need to for days that I have help. But yeah, let me show you a couple updates, and I also want to talk about a couple things that I plan on doing right now as I've started to, again, really use the space and figuring out where I need to put some things. Okay, so first things first, this has stayed the same. This has worked out really well for me here, having these little bookcases over here. I've been utilizing the things in those bookshelves really well. Tabletop areas are gonna change, and I'll talk about that in a second. Wheelie cart is over here, still needs to be organized, but it's fine. This has all been great. What's in the closet is great. I have since gotten a new rug, which you would have already seen in a personal vlog, which has been really nice. It's nice for my chair to roll on. It's a nice low pile. It also just makes things a little bit more cozy in here. Knowing that James wasn't really gonna be working in here, I went for a more kind of pinky color rug. I just went full send on getting stuff that I want decor-wise. This is all working out really well. I actually rotated a couple of these cubes around. One has gone upstairs to my son's room, and I've just shrunken down to these two kind of smaller ones. I think I had the one big one, or I had a third. I think I had a third cube in here. I can't remember what happened, but I've got this all needs to be organized. This is all just very random stuff. And honestly, a lot of this is just empty boxes. Like that's empty box, that's an empty box, that barely has anything in it. This all needs to get actually utilized because it's not being utilized right now. So that is partially what I want to work on today. This is James's workspace. Although he never works in here. Again, it's mainly just a place where he can put his laptop at night. And that's basically what's happening over there. Now, something I want to do right now is that I have my desktop set up over here, which is nice to have back in my life, but I really don't use it a whole lot. I mainly was using it for when I do digital downloads for Patreon or big scanning and editing of artwork because it's a nice big screen and it's easier for editing purposes. Also when I do like art snacks videos and stuff like that, larger production videos, I typically edit on this. But honestly, the software is I need to do a big software update. I need to clean out this whole desktop. It's kind of a nightmare, but what I'm thinking about doing is moving this to over here so that I would have a larger computer screen if I want to, or just turn it up against the wall so that it's out of the way and utilize this as a kind of desktop space for me to put like my collage bin and stuff like that back over here. Same with, I'm deep in the tarot project again. Stuff like this that is all correlating to my tarot project. This is how I flatten artwork and this is my tarot sketchbook. This is stuff that I need out on a desktop because right now I've just been putting it on this stool and I've just been moving around and it's kind of a pain. So I think I want to do that now. I want to move some of these things around and get it set up. And then over here on this wall, I've started to collect, there's stuff in this box over here, stuff here. I want to put a little shelf up and start to actually get some things on display so that when I'm filming behind me, there's actually some interesting things going on behind me. So that is the goal. I'm just going to start rearranging a few things right now and see how far I get. Okay, hard to see because the blind's open, but I have hung some little lights up, which I think will just add to the coziness, especially when I'm working in here at night. And then you can kind of see it in the mirror too, which is nice. So I'll have a little bit of reflection going on. I hung up my Lost Boys garland over here, but honestly, I might move it because it just feels a little too busy right there. So I might move those guys, but I'm not entirely sure yet. And then we have the little horror shelf up. So got my little figurines, all my little spooky things and things that people have given me or made me or fun art prints from people. Postcards, all sorts of little spooky things I've saved over the years. My Death of Marat print I think is gonna go here. I'm just gonna pin that up for right now. But things are coming together. It's looking more like an actual little workspace in here. Oh, and I hung this over here because obviously. Oh, hello there, never-ending studio arranging video. This massive evolution of my art studio video that I've been documenting over several months. But I feel like this is really an interesting sight into how my space is evolving because it is about to change yet again. Also, as I have continued to work in here, and this is why I think it was important for me to document, also my hair is changing. So another one of the big reasons of why I wanted to document kind of long-term my art studio setup is that things change, not only just in the way that the space is being utilized, but also in how it might be impacting my work. So obviously I only have one window in here, and where my desk is a little bit, I am in the darkest corner of the room, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So what I kind of want to try to do is nudge myself a little bit closer to the window to take advantage of a little bit more of that natural light. I also have recently learned that James no longer needs a desk in here. He no longer needs a workspace because we have created his own workspace upstairs. So that said, I can now rearrange things and completely take over this room, which is very, very exciting. So what I think I want to attempt to do is move this cube, there's a cube here, against this wall over here so that I have just a whole wall of cubes. It's all the same size furniture, it all fits over there against that wall. And then I think I want to take this old desk that I had allocated for James as a workspace and bring it over to next to my big desk to basically create a giant like L-shaped desk, giving me basically more counter space, a place to potentially put my desktop. I don't know, it's just kind of following my gut here to get closer to the window and try to create an L shape if possible for like a mega workstation. We shall see. But I'm gonna start to rearrange that now, and I'll give you the quick before real quick. And things are messy in here, guys. Like it is, I have not organized this stuff at all. I have stuff for Roman in here. I'm starting to organize these things down here for Etsy shop stuff as I'm gearing up for a relaunch. So like I'm actually starting to put some things in the cubes, which is nice. I have a lot of stuff in my garage. I did start to get some things up on the wall here, although this is about to change as I extend more furniture over here, but that's totally fine. So what I'm talking about rearranging is this over here. So what I want to do is try to slide my entire workspace down and then grab this table over here and create that little L spot for me so that I am getting a little bit more natural light. And I don't think this will be too bad to move. I don't know, these things are pretty heavy, but I think I can make it happen so that basically my main desk space is in this corner here. This is just a hot mess happening over here that also needs to be fixed or put onto the cubes behind me, which is, I think, is what I want to do so that you're seeing more of this stuff behind me and not just random piles of stuff. So, all right, let's get moving. Quick chaotic update for the studio progression vlog. It's feeling a lot better. I have moved this over here to this corner happening here. I've scooted my desk all the way over to this corner. It allowed me to kind of do some cable management, also resituate kind of my overhead filming, which was nice. I put this little guy in the corner there just because it helps me kind of have like a raised thing to put my camera on if I'm vlogging, or just a separate little space, which is nice. I moved that old desk out of here. It's gone. So that is no longer needed, especially since we bought James a new desk. So that could have, you know, that was just a temporary sort of thing. I've moved my desktop to over here for right now because I thought, you know, if I'm filming something, you know, this way and it's like behind me, I could have like something going on in the background, like a desktop or something. At some point I need to clear this computer off, but for right now, that's where it's gonna live. But it's good because it kind of sets up the wall a little bit for maybe two kind of larger posters. Like maybe I'll get some cool movie posters or some artwork or something so that this kind of stays this section here, which is nice. I don't need to add an extra shelf or anything like that because I want to keep this space for my desktop. So that kind of works out. This will be like Etsy shop, packaging, merchandise, substrates, ephemera. I have all that kind of stuff happening over there. With where things are, I'm okay with. It just needs to get like organized a little bit better. This thing I'm also moving over here because it's not serving its proper purpose on my desk. So I'm moving it there and I can continue to organize it as such, which is better. It's good. I've evaluated, hey, I tried it on my main desk. It was taking up too much space, I wasn't utilizing it how I wanted to, and so now I know, and I have moved it elsewhere. So now I've just got nice, clean tabletop space for filming and other projects and all sorts of stuff, which is exactly what I need. So still need some tidying in here, but we are definitely getting there. Oh, hey there, YouTube. It's been a really, really long time since we've talked. At least for this specific video of getting my art studio squared away. I am blonde now, so that tells you how long it's been since our last check-in. But I have good news to report. I will say, since the last time you saw me of when I was getting this desk situated, I'm very happy with the current situation. The way things are laid out is perfect. My desk space is great. It's great for filming. It's great for streaming. I have now started streaming again on Twitch, so that has been awesome. There are just a few more minor tweaks that I want to make before I really then settle into tidying things up, getting things to look a little bit better. I think that's what is happening in my life now, is that my shelves are getting a little bit too chaotic, and I've really done a good job of getting rid of a lot of like older merch from my shop and all that sort of stuff. I am in darkness. Let's move over here. I've done a really good job of kind of going through shop inventory. I had a big shop launch about 2 months ago or a month ago and got a lot of inventory out. I have new stuff that's coming in, and I've really pared down a lot of my Etsy shop related things. That said, I do feel like I'm getting close to the point where I can kind of maybe get some new fresh bins in here and just kind of clean things up a little bit, make it look a little bit tighter, a little nicer. Same with just like a lot of the little trinkets I have laying around. I think it's time for me to like install some nicer shelves, actually get some things framed, like you know, get some of this in frames actually on the walls so that it looks a little bit nicer, both for when I'm filming videos and when I'm streaming as well, which would be nice. So I really want to get this room feeling and looking a little bit nicer so that it feels more presentable for like an actual art studio tour. But I think the most important thing was getting the furniture in functional places for how I use the space. And it feels like everything's in the right spot for me. Now, the latest update is that I've started gaming again. And I am the gamer in the household. James does not play video games really. So I have my Xbox out on the main TV currently, which is not ideal for when it's at nighttime at the end of the day and James wants to watch TV, but I want to play Overwatch. That doesn't really fly. So now that I have my own room set up in here, I can come in here and play Xbox and not disturb anyone, James and baby included. So I have moved my TV back in here. I have an extra TV. I have my Xbox, so now it's just figuring out a good spot for that. I have this taller shelf over here, and like this storage thing, I do not use this. Like this is actually time to go and I need to organize an art cart. Most of the furniture is where it needs to go, but now I need to figure out where am I gonna set up my gaming stuff. Do I do it on this lower shelf over here, or do I do it on this here? And I don't know. I need to figure that out. So that is the current situation, is figuring out the Xbox. Do I need to move anything else around here? So that then I can really start to get things looking a little bit nicer in here. So there you have it. There is the interesting progression of my workspace and my hairdos as well. That was really fun to edit, to see how my hair has changed over time. It was really interesting. Now I just have this wonky little blonde bun that's off camera, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I think your workspace is always changing for however, you know, your work changes and what it is that you're doing. So it was fun to kind of document things along the way. I do hope to film a studio tour. I have a crazy idea for kind of a more conceptual studio tour, much like my Wes Anderson art studio tour that is up here from many, many years ago. And then I would like to film a more functional one that actually goes into drawers and stuff, so you can see kind of how I have art supplies and things organized and stowed away. But yeah, I love this little space. I'm so grateful to have it. Just wanted to share this all with you. I hope it was a little bit interesting than kind of your standard pretty studio tours. I wanted to share the back end of it first before giving you the actual studio tour. So at some point I will film a studio tour, a pretty one, but not yet. Not with all this going on behind me. But at some point I will. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give this video a like, subscribe for more art and good times, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!